right, cool. What are we doing this time?
Well, Gary, I have learned, and I think everybody knows this a little bit, that the human body is capable of amazing things when crises are about. Right? You have the mom who lifts the car off of their off of their kid. Yeah, it's just stuff like that. So
pretty much just that one.
Yeah, just like, that one, or like the the little kid who is able to like push somebody out of the way from a car
or into the way of a car.
Right.
In the case of a heavy villain.
Right. So things like that. So I want to make this. I want to replicate that and see where it goes. Okay.
So are you going to subject me to stress and then see if I push someone into a car or out of a car?
No, it needs to be. So I'm kind of racing the two of us. Also, it needs to be somebody that I really care about. So behind this curtain, here's Brayton tied up to a pyre.
Hey,
oh my boy.
What's this all about, guys?
Yeah. So I didn't tell you. I'm going to light that bonfire beneath you, and then we're going to see which one of us is able to rip you off.
I feel like this might backfire on you, Cole. As somebody who is giving me super strength, but also endangered my buddy. Like, how do you know that my super strength is not going to be ripping your stupid beard from your face? And not saving Brayton just out of pure revenge rage, the kind you can hear evidenced in my voice.
I deserve that because I joked about not caring about you. But I'm just going to
joked about hurting Brayton.
Oh no, I'm deadly serious. As we can tell by me, I'm going to light this fuse, and it's going to go up and set off the charges here. So here we go.
Really searching my brain for how this is going to lead to a game, and not just violence against Brayton.
Oh. I'm a little nervous about this. It is getting kind of warm.
Brayton, do you think that this might actually, just to give you agency in this situation, might activate any latent abilities you have?
Well, I'm really trying very hard to get myself worked up to pee to try to put out some of this fire, but I've never been good at that. Like,
are you going to try to make AKA the bloody pour? Which is what I assume
we call it bloody.
Well, there's a little bit of red there.
I mean, everybody's got that.
Is it more or less worrisome if it's blood?
Well, right now I'll take anything I can get that.
Yeah. I really kind of was hoping I would get like worked up or something about this.
At this point, it's just it's too confusing and out of character for me to get that upset. But I think that there's still hope for Brayton to pee.
Yeah. I think we just all have Midwestern niceness, where we're just like, I don't want to ruin this nice trap that you made for us, Cole.
This jigsaw-esque.
Let's all team up and pee and see whose is the bloodiest.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Zip.
And also zip. That does a real strain noise. That sounds like you got a front runner in the blood bowl.
You know what? I think we're gonna need a little bit more piss power. I'm gonna have to use the ancient technique of my people.
Oh no! You just drank a bunch of weird liquid chili.
Yep, and now I'm a horse. I'm a horse.
Chili
man.
Horse, go pee.
Chili horse, here we go.
Chili horse.
Chili Horse makes blood pee. Go.
And he's saved. Yay!
The fire's died. Let's put that into the game computer.
Of the bloody pour.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty gross for everyone involved, including you, but especially Cole.
The bad thing is I can't change back without surgery.
Yeah, it's gonna be a ship of Theseus kind of thing, where we just kind of slowly reconstruct you out of non-horse parts.
So, can one of you guys untie me? I assume Gary, because you have hands and Cole has hooves now.
I'm gonna clap once for no.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me go. Now transform the ropes into being untied.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And now let's put the let me go over to the horse computer here and put in bloody pour, urine edition, and see. And bloody roar fury edition. It kind of sounds the same. And also, when Cole drank chili, it turned him into a chili horse. There he goes. He lost the ability to talk, but
so do you want to just do this episode then, Gary?
Yeah, me and you can handle it, and then just Chili Horse can sit there and make chili farting noises as appropriate. And whenever we need to refill him, he does 3 clumps, and then we fill him up to the brim with hot Midwestern chili, and then he makes the sounds that we all crave.
Yeah, and if he's a real sweet boy, we're turning it into Chili Mac.
Yeah, we're turning it into Chili Mac tonight, the non-racist edition, and then we'll give him surgery to turn him into a half moon, half person.
Yeah, half moon, half horse person.
Half moon, half horse. Zelda, half moon, half horse edition. And then we will, fuck. Chili Horse and Brayton. I'm Gary Butterfield.
I'm Brayton Cameron, I guess.
And I'm Chili Horse.
There's Chili Horse, aka the Chili Beetlejuice. When you say Chili Horse 3 times, Chili comes a court.
I went through the extensive surgeries, mostly on the head area, so I have my voice back, but I still do have a Chili Horse body.
Did you just rub some peanut butter inside your own mouth?
Yep.
You're like a partial
Of
centaur.
course.
Yeah. Like just a horse with just a human head.
a reverse centaur.
Yeah. I mean, not quite a reverse centaur.
No, I realize that's kind of a thing. That would be the thing.
Bojack Chili.
Yeah, Bojack Chili Horse. Yeah.
Jack Cheese Chili Horse.
Pepper Jack Chili Horse. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Pepper Jack Chili Horse is a good name.
Yeah. That's definitely a racing horse name.
I'm a Western assassin.
Yeah, Western assassin, aka the Pepper Jack Chili Horse, aka Bloody War Primal Fury Extreme.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the PlayStation/arcade fighting game where you turn into animals to fight.
Oh, no. Everyone is a zoanthrope. A zoanthrope.
Well, a zoetrope?
Yes. Yeah, everyone, if you go down to the boardwalk, you can get a Bloody War zoetrope. It's a very niche market.
You pay a nickel. And Brayton, you got to choose this episode because you donated to Duckstream this past year.
I did, and it was fun, and it's like my favorite thing to do.
Yeah. Not everybody who donated gets to come on. It's really just because you're a host on the network and you asked very nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and out of everyone I know, you are the Bloody Roar expert.
The bloodiest of roars.
That's what I call you.
Yeah.
You're the Bloody Roar.
Is Roars getting confused that we keep saying roar? And
I have been calling him Buddy Roars since we started in this game. Like, hey, Buddy Roars, and then explaining Bloody Roar things to him.
Yeah.
He speaking of beast mode, the other day, Roars, you know how cats they like being petted and they're real sweet, but then every once in a while they just kind of like a switch flips and they're like, I'm fucking mad, and then they bite you.
Yeah.
He gave me a couple real good bites, and that has happened before, but it's been like 7 years or something.
Oh, geez.
It's been a really long time since he bit me, and I was just like, man, and I was really surprised by how actually betrayed I felt.
Yeah.
Aww.
And just buddy.
Maybe he bruised himself, and you just happened to tap that bruise.
I think that it's actually he wanted to play. He had brought he has this duck that he hates that's on a string that's attached to a stick.
Okay.
And he brought his duck over, but I was in bed. It wasn't duck time. So it was time, at least a time for Chili Duck Horse. So I was just in bed. I didn't play with him. I think that's why he got so mad.
He felt rejected.
Yeah, and he was just like, if you're not gonna play this way, I'm gonna play this way, and by which I mean wrestle your arm like it's an independent entity.
Yes.
Like it's Golbez's arm.
Yeah. So Brayton, give me some of your Bloody Roar history.
Okay, so here's the basic plot. The Tyron or Tylon, Cybertech Corporation, has discovered that there are people in the world that are zoanthropes or zoanthropes, and they can turn into some sort of manimal. And they've been kidnapping them in order to use them for like military purposes, because who wouldn't want like a gorilla man to like, it's funny to me that it's like that's a thing, because like they still can get shot, like, and they can't use, like, the gorilla man can't use a gun.
Right.
No, he just gets the powers of a gorilla that you haven't taught to shoot.
Yeah. So so the story has been established, and the characters themselves are either fighting against the Tyron Corporation, or they're fighting with them, or they're somewhere in the middle, barely associated. So yeah, all shades of gray, really.
Yeah. Everything rotates around this particular amoral corporation.
Yeah, and each of the characters, like the big, the selling point on this game, the hook is that everyone turns into, a beast person, and it's a different kind of beast person depending on the character. So you have a wolf man and a lion man and a wild sow lady. Rabbit lady.
Obviously, like the wild sow lady is the one that I played. I picked Mitsuko the boar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just because she looked badass.
She's great. I really love her Wikipedia entry, though. If I may read it, is Mitsuko is a wild sow zoanthrope, and everyday housewife with a massive body and generous nature.
Massive body and generous. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody doesn't pick like Abe Lincoln. Like the guy with the big shitty beard.
Yeah, Gregory.
I think that's by far the funniest and worst design of all of these guys as a human.
Yeah. Well, and it's great because like he's just like he leads a circus. So he's like a circus strongman. And he's got like the big tights with like what is the word I'm looking for? Like suspenders, and he has a top hat. I don't know why.
He's kind of rocking like a bit of a Zangief kind of look, but if Zangief's costume is less short shorts and more lederhosen.
Yeah, or just if Zangief got promoted at the circus he works at. Like, he starts off wrestling bears, but then he manages the people who wrestle bears.
He moves to bear acquisition.
Yeah,
he wrestles the bears, but tames elephants.
Right.
On the side.
Yeah, that's there's a scale.
So my personal favorite character was Fox, whose real name I just found out. I didn't even know this. His real name was Hans Taubman, apparently he's an English fox.
How the hunted had become the hunter.
Yeah. Hans Taubman, the Englishman.
It's just his father was or the people, his parents were very big fans of German names.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And changed their last name to match.
Hans is definitely probably the most extreme version of a Bishonen fuckboy I've ever seen. Just looking at it, Hans is very, very androgynous to the point where he definitely has like the high stocking shorts kind of thing going on, like a lot of upper thigh action going on with Hans here.
Yeah, he's like that stereotype that you see occasionally in like anime or in other video games where it's like the character that lives only for beauty and always ends up being kind of an androgynous and defeat and
or like a Vega from Street Fighter.
Yeah, like a Vega. Yeah.
Did you just call him androgynous in defeat?
No,
like as opposed to like graceful in defeat.
No. Yeah,
because I mean they're both correct. He's androgynous in defeat.
I get dunked on and I just pull out some lipstick.
It's like I have been androgynous in defeat, and then like eyeshadow.
Cool. Yeah.
I don't. We played this during Duckstream.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of your Duckstream donations, you kind of got two for on this bad boy.
Yeah, I did. I'm having a blast with this. I got to tell the world about Bloody Roars.
and I haven't. Oh yeah. Oh. And I haven't. I hadn't played this. I always thought that I had, but I always get it confused with Killer Instinct and Dinosaur Primal Rage. Yeah. Because they all leap together in my like the post Street Fighter fighters that came out. That was like beyond. Like I was into fighting games during Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat days,
Yeah.
And then I quit being into fighting games up until like Smash Brothers, like later Smash Brothers.
Yeah, this is when like the worst of the fighting games probably came out, I would think.
Oh,
like
1000%. Killer Instinct is
90s,
one of the ugliest games I've ever seen in my life. Like that's incredibly ugly.
Yeah. And if you look at the modern one too, like that ugliness isn't just like from the Rare style 3D/2D sprite kind of thing. No, the designs that they decided to put front and center are pretty bad.
Yeah.
And I don't
like full gore.
Cold War. I don't think that these characters, when they're people, look good either. They look fine as monsters, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Like when they turn into beast, I think they're kind of good models, but as people, they all look pretty rough to me.
Yeah, I think the polygons are pretty bad in this.
Yeah, they're not as they're not as, let's say, artfully composed as like a Tekken character or like a Soul Blade character compared to the same generation, right?
Soul Blade is my gold standard for this kind of thing in general.
Right.
Like a 3D fighter where it's like essentially 2D, but you can sidestep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, like the shifting plane fighters. So the Soul Calibur games are my favorite ones of those.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think.
And I enjoy the control scheme of this as well, which is the 4 buttons that you have. You know, your 4 main buttons are a punch, kick, block, and beast.
Yep. Well, it's the beast part of it is like obviously the hook. You know, here.
Yeah.
It's interesting, like playing this again and kind of looking at it, where it's like it's not that different than like super meters.
Right.
It's just visually way cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because in a Street Fighter, you know, like you might fill up your super meter and then turn into like I'm Dudley but better.
Right.
You know, and here like you actually you transform, and I you know that's obviously the cool part of it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. And I think as far as balance issues go, like it really lends towards if you can get an early advantage, you pretty much keep it, because if you can finish a match and be in beast mode, you start the next match in beast mode.
Yeah.
You know,
that's legitimate. Like I would like, you know, not try. I know that this is probably your all-time favorite game and maybe even your all-time favorite piece of media at all. But I don't
totally
want to shit on it. But that ended up actually being a bummer to me. Like I don't like rich stay richer mechanics in video games. Like I think that you know, getting an advantage and then keep like it feels like the Settlers of Catan of fighting games, where like that's my problem with Catan too, is where like you get that early advantage and it just colors the rest of the experience.
Yeah.
You know, there's no evening of the odds at any point. I like my blue shells.
Yeah. For anybody listening, this game is way less complex than Settlers of Catan.
I think that's arguable. I feel like there's a lot of. I mean, I kept buying wheat, but the price kept going down, and just
yeah. I mean, you just have to go mash the beast button until the other person dies. Like that's how you play this game.
Mash the buy wood button.
Why is everybody turning into sheep?
Yeah. Bloody Catan. It is very simple. The other thing too, when I say this is your favorite game of all time, for people who missed Duckstream, you fucking dominated at this. It was pretty incredible.
This is like it. I'm not very good at video games, as I tell everyone, and then everyone disagrees. But my standard that I played against was my friend Marty, who was always better at almost every game, and this is the one game I could consistently beat Marty at, and it just is like the one game that, you know, I didn't purposefully, you know, be like, oh, we should just play Bloody Roar because it's the only thing I win at. But it was it's a natural, like, for some reason I just connected with this game.
Yeah. I had a lot of
lycanthrope.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just both in, you know, your constitution and your fascinations.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I prefer the term zoanthrope.
Good use of the lingo. That was a test.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm from the corporation or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little bit like in Monster of My Podcast when we had all those lycanthropes that were not wolves.
Yeah.
Lycanthrope. Where rabbit? What?
Yeah. This is like a lycanthrope city.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun with this, just because it had been a while since I played a game of this kind, and like I think I was expecting something a little bit closer to what is it, Iron and Blood or whatever it was, which is not a very good version of this kind of 3D fighter. I didn't so much get it.
I don't actually care if you badmouth Iron and Blood.
This felt like it flowed more to me. Like I felt like I kind of understood it.
Yeah, it is 1,000 times better as a fighting game.
Yes.
Than Iron and Blood. I think that like Iron and Blood's terrible. But the thing about this, I think this goes in, one of the reasons why Bloody Roar doesn't resonate with me that much, as I've never been a lycanthrope guy. So like theming, would always bother, matters to me a lot.
No.
And like just turning into an animal never seems cool to me. Turning into a monster, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, like I'm going to turn into a Godzilla or something that doesn't exist. Very cool. Turning into an animal, like less cool to me.
Yeah.
And I just don't know what that is. Like it druids, in tabletop things like that. I just never think turning into an animal is very good.
Well, what did you think about? Did you make it to Yuriko, the final boss?
No. I watched a playthrough of it, and I watched like the evolution thing that shows how the games changed as they went on.
Okay. Because Yuriko is the final boss, which is referred to as a were chimera.
Which is really great. Like turns into the mixed grill of animal lycanthropes. Lycanthrope mixed grill.
Yuriko's hard to explain like visually because it's like half like skinless demon goat bull lady.
Makes sense so far.
Yeah. Continue.
Yeah. No, that's it. I mean, I don't know. The other half is I don't know. Confusing.
Here's a conundrum for you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you could get these powers. You could become a lycanthrope.
Yeah.
Brayton Cameron. Would you do that if it meant that when you became the thing, you lost your skin, like the end boss of this did?
Oh God! So I would be like an Inside Out boy version
of any animal you want.
Good Inside Out boy reference.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just I went every time in order for me to change, I have to go over the bars.
Oh yeah.
And reference
when I'm on that. Yeah. I mean, chances are I'd want to. I wouldn't want to teen wolf it. I'd probably want to be in the dark anyway. So I think I'd go for it. Sure. I'm not looking to date the lead cheerleader or whatever of my high school. So I think I'd stick in the shadows and then eat people on the sly as opposed to doing it out in the open.
But you are going to want to ride around on top of that van, and those bugs are going to get like mashed into your meat.
Yeah, I mean that's a real consideration. But like we're living in a world where like rain jacket technology I think is pretty far advanced. I can cover it up like I'm a Ninja Turtle.
Wear the trench coat and the hat.
Yeah,
to cover up
just
your
anywhere,
skinless nature.
I just can't stand any place too often because I feel like it would leave a puddle of goo of some sort.
Yeah. You'd have to carry a courtesy towel around a lot if you sat down somewhere.
It's a reverse raincoat.
Yep.
Yeah, to keep the rain from within from going without.
The rain's within.
So I'm talking about sewing a raincoat inside a raincoat.
Yeah.
This is, it's a lot of work, but I'd go for it. How about, what do you guys feel?
Yeah, Cole, how about you? Same question.
No, because that sounds like a nightmare. Like it's
This is a really curt, probably pretty good answer for that.
No, I think skin's pretty good. It keeps you from being infected. Keeps your insides on the end. I don't think I would do that. And honestly, I'd prefer not to be cursed with this because, like, in the game they are shown as being completely in control of it. Like nobody just randomly explodes and becomes a monster, becomes a monster in this. That's not guaranteed to be the case. Like these are fighters at the peak of their game. And then, me, I have no discipline whatsoever. Like I'd just be standing in line at Meijer or something and then boom, all of a sudden I'm a bloody monstrosity.
Yeah. You just got a little grumpy because the person in front of you is using too many coupons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the thing about being skinless is it really evens the playing field. Like no matter what monster you are, you kind of come off the same way,
Yeah.
Like a skinless wolf and a skinless bear, they're different, but they're not that different.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm more like focused on the skinless part than the wolf or bear part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of advantages to being the actual animal that you'd be giving up.
Right.
Such as?
Being a service animal, having a job with purpose.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right.
You turn to a skinless service dog.
Fuck. Gary,
yeah.
That's not fair. You intentionally did service animal violence to me by throwing that back in my face.
Yeah, Cole hates service animals.
Yeah.
That's the takeaway here is he thinks service dogs should die.
Yeah.
Be strangled when they're puppies, and service horses should be made into glue that is then thrown away. Yeah. That's the core.
Well, as long as they're chili horses.
Turn that horse into chili.
Turn into chili glue.
Got some spicy glue for you coming in.
Yeah.
5-alarm. Drink this 5-alarm glue.
Yeah. All right. So Gary, what is your opinion on that? And then I have a follow-up question.
Okay. Here's my opinion, and this is is that I would do it, but I would choose an avian creature. So I'm not touching things. I mean, there might be bugs. Wind resistance probably doesn't feel great if you don't have skin. Right. But I would just use it for like short flights.
Yeah, I think there's a bat in the second game.
Yeah, like I don't want to be like a man bat, like the Batman bad villain.
Right.
Yeah.
See, the thing is though, most of the stuff that would give you the ability to fly on a bat would be the skin, like like those wings are skin and fur and stuff.
Oh yeah,
and
that's a good point.
on birds, like what are the feathers gonna like stick in? Like the feathers are a big deal on a bird, so like you would turn into a bird, but then you just kind of like flop around in a puddle until you expire.
Until you dehydrate. Penguin. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you can swim fast, but you attract sharks.
You'd have just a huge trail of sharks, which might be useful. Like you could tempt a lot of sharks to come to your party or whatever. But like,
turn me into a shark. There you go.
Yeah. Take me to sharkparty.com. The /chili. I guess it is kind of a rough choice. Maybe a bug. Yeah. Bugs don't seem like they need, because their skin is on the inside because they have exoskeletons.
Yeah,
okay. That's a technicality. I was going to say if their skin is technically considered to be their chitin or whatever, that's their only support thing. Again, boom, you're a puddle.
Yeah, but bugs don't have skin. They have chitin and exoskeletons. Therefore, I turn into like a butterfly. Is a butterfly's wing skin? I wouldn't call a butterfly wing skin.
Well, we're just gonna need to get an entomologist in here to find out for sure.
Get the staff and the Duckfeed staff entomologist to answer this polymorph question.
Okay, so here's the thing. You said Shark Party, and I went to Domain Register and put in shark.party.
Mm-hmm.
I think pretty much every one word .party is taken because it's only make an offer. There's shark.online for $1,400.
The money well spent.
the number one suggestion at the normal price for $13 though is whalehustler.com.
I like that a lot. I've been looking for a good domain for my whale selling that I've been doing.
There's whalecrook.com.
My arch nemesis.
I don't want to go through this, but one more thing: Shark.dentist make a lot of money. They got a lot of
really
teeth.
Good.
Yeah, Shark Dentist. Really I mean, that's up there with like Gator Dentist. That great game.
Oh shit! You ever see the images of those where somebody took out all the top teeth, and replaced them with thumbtacks?
Oh god.
Yeah.
That's mean. All right, Gary, and then Cole. Same. You'll have a similar question, but if I could. 7 marry 3.
Some people you would 7, some others you'd marry. But I need to know who you 7, marry, 3. Yeah.
Alice, Mitsuko, or Greg. Or I guess
I have to look at these guys too here.
Yeah, I have to pull
Alice, just for the audience as well, because we can't assume absolute bloody roar familiarity from the audience.
Oh, that seems madness. Okay, so Alice is the schoolgirl / rabbit. Mitsuko is the housewife / boar wild sow.
Right.
And Greg is the circus man / gorilla.
/ Lincoln.
I did one of the things I did like about the character, like, is just that they changed colors if you press different buttons when you were selecting them. So you would end up with like a blue lion, which didn't make any sense, but I loved it. Like, yeah, palettes want that lion.
All right, Gary, I want you to go first.
I definitely fuck the rabbit.
No, it's 7 marry 3. Come on.
Oh, okay. I just changing the subject. Okay. Okay, so I get definitely. So assuming the rabbit is of age, I would definitely 7 the rabbit. That doesn't mean that 7 means fuck. Lots of things you have to be to 18. Like I might loan her a carpet shampoo or something.
All right.
So I'd 7 the rabbit. I would marry Greg, I think. Strong, stable. Again, marry doesn't mean marry, but it does mean something that you need to be strong and stable for. And then I would 3 the housewife boar lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely got a 7 Mitsuko.
Okay.
I think, like I said, she was my go-to character. She's got kind of a Rosie the Riveter vibe to her, which I think is really, really the way you want to go. Mary,
when you're 7, yeah.
Well, yeah, Mary would have to be Alice. I mean, no question.
Okay.
You know, she's got the, you know, she has one of those short little coats that I think is really snappy. Yeah, and Mary for there, and then 3 would have to be Greg. I think that hat counts against them. I'm going mostly on fashion on this one because I just don't know enough about their personalities.
They don't have a whole lot to that. No. Brayton, I'm going to flip the script before you answer.
Okay.
Instead of 7 Mary 3ing, Bone Thugs and Harmony them.
Hey man, I miss my Uncle Charles, y'all.
I think Greg is the thug. I'm gonna thug Greg. I definitely want the harmony with Mitsuko, and then I think I just I have to bone Alice. That's just the way it is. You know, I think those are my choices on that selection there.
Not bad.
So, yeah, can we? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cole.
No, please go ahead. I was just going to do a dumb thing.
I was just going to ask if we could talk about the endings. Did you watch the endings of these?
Oh, absolutely.
Of the characters and how they talk about a story that doesn't exist in the game.
Fighting game endings are really good. I would watch a 2-hour, like a feature-length supercut in the theater of like every fighting game's ending reels like this.
Yeah, and I love that it's it's played over this like sad, soulful like rock guitar solo, which considering like depending on what ending it is, like changes the mood between like it being kind of like again sad, like someone's like reminiscing, or like sexy. There's a little bit of like sexy, like I'm gonna take my clothes off now, like vibe to it, like a silk stocking.
Oh yeah. I'll put in a snippet here. It definitely sounds like closing time at a pool bar.
yeah. And it restarts at odd points.
Yeah,
because part of it's you're watching a compilation of the endings, but that doesn't mean that starts when new endings start always.
Nope. Yeah.
Sometimes they cut in the middle and just kind of comes back again. It's very funny.
And I don't know if this happens a lot. I haven't watched a ton of endings for video games, but I love that Bakuryu, the mole guy, his ending actually involves him just dying. Like it's the only ending where you lose. Like,
is he the one who's reduced to a puddle of goo?
Yeah.
I love that.
Really great.
You're like, oh, congratulations for defeating everyone. You're goo now.
Well, I mean, that's like the best way to be disposed of as a human too. That process where you get reduced to oil.
Yeah, soup is good food.
Was it? God, it was yesterday. I was talking with was it yesterday? I can't remember what I was talking about. Oh, I was talking about it with Will on another podcast. So I won't go into it too much. But isn't it weird that like when you eat soup, out of all the things you can eat, it is the least transformative. So like you have a bowl of soup in front of you and then you like eat it and kind of slurp it. And some parts you chew, but most of it you don't. And then you just walk around with more or less untouched soup in your stomach. The food just goes into your stomach without being transformed in the way that most food does.
Are you swallowing your noodles whole?
Well, I mean, there's lots of soups that don't have noodles, Cole.
Okay, true.
I mean, like I think the best example is tomato soup, where you're just more or less pouring it right down your throat.
Tomato soup is a really good example for this, where it's like literally just like this soup was outside of me. Now the soup is inside of me with very little change.
For sure. Although sometimes, I mean, you're a real jabroni if you're not mixing up your tomato soup with some toasted cheese sandwiches.
Yeah.
Sure.
Throwing
I mean, there's some Dunkin' going there, but yeah. So maybe you're getting a few crumbs.
Yeah.
Either way. You're not chewing those crumbs.
Yeah. Like so soup, like that kind of soup. Tomato soup is basically just a beverage.
Yes. Yeah. I guess that's the point. And it's not weird to me that like I drink a Diet Coke and then walk around with a bunch of Diet Coke in my belly. It is weird to me that I sit down to eat a meal and then walk around with that meal just floating in me disturbed.
There's like temporarily a pouch for basically pristine soup. Like somebody could come up, open you with a letter opener, and then just like eat the soup out of your belly.
Like you could be a Capri Sun, like Capri soup.
Oh yeah.
Like you could be my large, strong Capri Sun. my offspring that I put soup into when I need it for later.
Oh, so like just
Soup
tap
donor.
you like a maple tree, and then out comes tomato soup.
Yeah, this soup is it's type AB negative, so I'm compatible with it. And in case I need a side of kidney to get a transplant, I can do it from my large Capri Sun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's like Peter Thiel has a blood boy, you have a soup boy. Yeah.
Did you notice that this game used to be called Beasterizer?
Yes, I did, in America.
Doesn't that sound like something you apply to your face?
Oh yeah.
Like it's scarier.
Yeah, it's around Halloween. I apply a liberal dose of Beasterizer.
Yeah,
to
put
my
down a
face.
foundation, then some Beasterizer.
Yeah.
I just don't feel human unless I have my Beasterizer on, which I realize is ironic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't feel like a monster.
Yeah.
So.
I'm too nice normally. I have too nice a face.
Oh man,
This is a ridiculous game. I've had a bit of a wild hair to play some fighting games. Here's my shameful admission: I got that new Dragon Ball fighting game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I think it looks really cool. Like, and by that I mean like visually, it looks just like the cartoon, which is amazing to me that we're getting to that point where, like, it's almost indistinguishable. You know?
Right. Just the shader and stuff. I just realized like that was coming out, and I was like, oh, I pretty much just inflict violence on Gary and on Jeremy by just describing things that happen in Dragon Ball that I remember from middle school. I was like, I might actually just have genuine affection for this dumb thing. So
you just gotta get more updated Dragon Ball things for me and Jeremy to ignore.
yes,
So
for you guys to check your mail.
yeah, so for me to open up a Twitter window while Cole's going on about his nonsense vegetable people fighting. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's like named after a food of some sort, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's generally the Dragon Ball steez. It's that, and they like granting wishes.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, who doesn't like to grant a wish now and again?
it's just the best thing you can be is helpful.
Yeah.
And they're trying to help themselves, though. And there's alien androids.
They use their wishes to like bring back the entire population of Earth and stuff.
Do
like
they?
that. Yeah.
I thought it because he doesn't set out to do that, right? Or is that the initial quest?
They do a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he went to go. He just wanted like a better tasting tortilla chip, but then he accidentally destroyed the Earth and was like, "Well, I guess I have to wish for this now."
Oh, let's call him Mulligan.
Yeah, let's get a better cloud to float around on. Yeah.
I wish my staff could get longer.
I wish I didn't have a tail so I could be truly.
I mean, let's
truly
be
not
honest.
inferior.
We all wish our staffs could get longer.
Yeah.
I'm extremely like. I just realized I'm sitting down. Like I'm extremely glad I don't have a tail.
Oh yeah.
Like if I had a tail right now, I couldn't sit in this very comfortable lean back position I'm in. And roars all the time. Like he's always like the tail's in the way. You know.
I feel like you would just get a chair that has like a hole in the back, right?
Dirty, Brayton. You don't have to make it dirty. Make it filthy. I
just do one of those like Casino Royale torture chairs where you just rip out all the caning on the bottom. Yeah.
Do you think people with tails have to sit like guidance counselors all the time?
Oh,
like they always have
yeah.
to do the backwards Riker sit.
No,
like...
I think they really they've got some of those weird chairs. They're like kneeling chairs, you know?
Oh God, I hate those things.
Yeah,
they're really uncomfortable. So maybe part of the reason why like I don't like Dragon Ball. Maybe the reason why I don't like that character is because he's never sat down comfortably in his entire life, and he's only slept on his stomach. So he's constantly has backaches. Like he's never sat. He's never laid down comfortably. His back is just like a nightmare.
I mean, canonically, Goku sleeps in a sex swing. So
does he really?
No.
Oh, well, I mean, he could sleep in a real swing, and I just wouldn't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if they've ever shown Goku sleeping. So
all the time. Like that's his whole thing. He likes to sleep and he likes to eat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I watched Dragon Ball Z, and like the first like 3,000 episodes are just like him riding in a spaceship to a planet.
Yep.
Pacing is not the. I mean, for all things about the dreaded A word, pacing is not the strength. I think is pretty inarguable. Like we've talked about like filler seasons and stuff before. Like it's not like a well paced medium.
No,
or not a quickly paced medium. I'll say that to stave off the angry torchbearers.
It doesn't. Yeah. I mean, Dragon Ball like infamously has whole episodes where people just like scream and glow.
Yeah, it is a infamously poorly paced cartoon
to the point where they released a whole other series that is like revised but quicker.
Yeah.
Like where they take all the shit out.
We got rid of 90% of the plot, and now
Yeah. And it's also a weird thing too, because my understanding is it's like it started out as a comedy thing that's kind of pervy, and then became a non-pervy thing that is not funny.
Right.
So like a transition to an action thing that's about charging, but initially like it's apparently supposed to be pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
But then you also have the quest for Bulma's panties constantly.
Yeah.
Which is not not obviously not my favorite thing.
Yeah, Master Roshi doing his dirty old man thing. Yeah.
Old man thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have Steam open and Nick just started playing Dragon Ball FighterZ.
It's a fun game. It's kind of like Bloody Roar. It's like a simple fighting game.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Nick is into it because Nick likes really complicated fighting games.
Right.
Like simplicity is not a draw for Nick.
No.
It actually makes me think, just because I want an excuse. We could actually do this for Wolf, so I'm not going to do it. But just and we don't have to bleep it out or anything because it's not on the schedule. Next time we have a free spot, we just have one game to do. Let's do Bushido Blade.
Yeah, that would be very good.
Bushido Blade owns like that. That's like just to move this away from the dreaded anime. Like as far as fighting games go, like man, Bushido Blade's really good and it's super simple.
Yep, I'd be way down for that. I love a fighting game you can win in the first move.
It's so good. So I watched a video about it, like a retrospective thing, and one of the things they said is like it's an awesome party game. Like if you just have it on, at a party because you can like it's so you rapidly iterate so much. And if you don't win, if you just cripple somebody and they kind of walk around limping, like it gets really intense. Like two fighters kind of like doing spacing where like all of them have broken limbs and everything. Yeah. Bushido Blade owns.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
So. And that'd be a good live show episode too, actually.
Oh shit!
I don't know where we do it, but Bushido Blade would own, because have you seen if we got 2 TVs and 2 PlayStations or 2 computers, they have the first person mode.
Oh yeah, yep.
It's unplayable, but it's amazing. Yeah, head to head first person Bushido Blade.
Oh jeez.
It's less good than it sounds as far as actually good to play. Funnier than it sounds.
Oh, of course.
Or it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I had fun with Bloody Roar. It was fun to go back to this era and play something that is not like exemplary. Like you never really hear people talk about this besides Brayton.
Yeah, just me all the time actually.
No.
We just came from brunch and he wouldn't shut the fuck up about it.
And to Gary's point, we also like at brunch we played games where most of us played like Beastmen. Like I played a wolf-based Beastman. Someone else played a sow-based beast person. Another one was a frogman.
Yeah, that's the weird. It's a Iron Kingdom based board game, and that's the weird side of Iron Kingdoms, because there's also that Iron Kingdom Unleashed expansion. Like Iron Kingdoms is like really tactical Warhammer stuff, but then it has this whole animal hybrid side thing.
Yeah.
So it's strange.
Yeah.
So we just can't get enough beasts today.
No.
We're also fighting Beastman. Like it wasn't like it was just like it's oops all Beastman.
Yeah, except for you. You were the one human.
I was the one human, and I was a fucking untouchable, man. Yeah, I had it was because I was a good person.
Yeah. So there's not a lot of GameFAQs gold for this, really. There was one topic on the message board that has a title, awesome game, and then everybody. Nope, I was about to say everybody. It's just one person over and over again. Starts out Marilyn Monroe, just with a sad smiley face, and then a little bit later, iconic sad smiley face, and then Marilyn Monroe again. A little bit later, underrated gem, sad smiley face.
Wow.
Like she's mourning.
Yeah.
I feel like, like it's setting up like a weird honey trap where like she's just waiting for someone to respond and then release a virus. Like
or just like release a torrent of self-pity and like unexpected emotional labor. They're just kind of like, oh, it must be nice to like Bloody Roar. I wish I could be happy about something. And just like wanting somebody to ask you about why you're sad.
And nobody likes the things that I like. It's a real bummer.
Yeah. I came over here from the Killer Instinct board. How come nobody likes it?
Everybody's just talking about Jago all the time.
Fucking Jago.
He's not even Ninjago.
Yeah. Did you see the Lego Ninjago movie? Brayton?
No, I have not. I have not seen it, but I was really excited about it because I know that like Jackie Chan, like studio or whatever, they did the fight choreography for it. So it seemed like it would be pretty fun for that at least.
I should like to see that.
Can one of you define for me what is a Ninjago?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a Lego set where it's kind of like a weirdly ninja steampunk based set. It's mostly ninja stuff, but then they recently got into like there's giant mechs and like big robot ships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So the movie is following the like main storyline, but with like a lot of fancy acting and whatnot.
Yeah. I like the cast of the movie. Jackie Chan, Fred Armisen, Zach Woods is in there. Yeah.
Those movies are funny. Like the Batman one is one of my faves. Like I think that's hilarious and good. Like legitimately laughed out loud a lot during that movie. Like I think that's a really great comedy.
Yeah, I need to go for that then, because that has Zach Galifianakis as the Joker.
And Will Arnett as Batman, in like the defining Will Arnett of our times right now, compared to
who plays Robin? What is his name? Michael Cera plays Robin.
Yeah,
and he's very Michael Cera the whole time, and it's perfect.
Yeah, it's very well cast, and it's real good for like if you like comic books, you'll see a bunch of comic book shit, and if you don't care about comics or don't know anything about Batman, it's still very funny.
Yeah.
So, I like that movie quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to see that, and I like the the actual Lego movie as much as that was years old and is now like I don't know if there's been a backlash or something. People don't like that movie now, but I think that movie is great.
They're absolutely
it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that movie is really funny. So the into Legos. Hey, Lego Bloody Roar. I think that'd be cool. You, add parts to make them into beasts.
I have like probably enough parts to make that.
do you have, let's buy you the license.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could make a mole person, but I definitely I have a werewolf and I've got a bunny person and there's a gorilla suit guy. I think I have. So.
Oh yeah,
that's extremely cool.
Yeah, no, you're like halfway there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that might be everything I got for Bloody Roar though.
Same.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I wanted to add last minute, just to throw everybody crazy if they weren't following the story, Yuriko, the end boss / Were Chimera, is actually Mitsuko's daughter and Alice's cousin. And then later she gets cured and comes back as a cat beast person in Bloody Roar 2. So there you go. Yeah.
Wow, quite the story.
Yeah.
It's a real hero's journey.
I know that you're not doing this Brayton, but like I'm trying to imagine that people get really invested in this lore.
Yeah.
And do they are they really like all lore is good lore? Like it doesn't matter if anything, it's just something that happens and that's enough to get me interested.
Yeah.
If it's just like, somebody turns out to be the daughter of a main character and like that's such a horror trope.
Yeah.
And then you have these characters who have no lines really.
Mm-hmm.
You know them exclusively from their designs and battle taunts. And if you there are people who are invested in this though. I've read through the TV tropes thing, and of course it has people crying when bad things happen to characters in this and stuff. It's just all lore is good lore. Like if this has a story, that means the story is good, and I am invested.
Yeah. I don't know. My hope is that by Bloody Roar 3, the story got really good, and you just go back and look at the other one to see where you're at. That's my secret hope.
Yeah. Yeah, even the best example of this, I have a lot of affection for Soul Calibur. Enough people care about Soul Calibur's story that who ended up with the Soul Blade at the end of each one is considered to be canonical. Enough people care that they actually work on keeping that straight, right? But I have no investment in that.
I don't really understand how people get invested in stories that don't have words. If the total word count for the narrative of Bloody Roar is generously 175 words,
right?
Or something like that. It is beyond microfiction. It's a blog post, or it's like part of a blog post.
It's a tweet, and it only just became a tweet because they went to 280.
Yeah, it's two tweets. Is the character is the story that we're looking at, and just people who can round up so drastically from character designs. I know this character is this. I feel this really strong attachment to them. They have X, Y, and Z personality traits. And it's all coming from the player. They're doing all of this rounding up. And If that means that they enjoy it more, that's great. Like, good for them.
Yeah.
They enjoy something that I don't enjoy, and that they're a bit happier than I am about it. But I can't relate to it. You know,
Yeah,
and it happens with everything. Like, literally we were talking about Killer Instinct. I guarantee there are people who are really invested in the Killer Instinct characters and narrative.
Yeah. I mean, I think you feel that for sure. And like, it evolves, I guess, enough over like the course of Street Fighter 2 and the like 7 releases of Street Fighter 2. But like, it is really just like Ryo is quiet and punches people. And then like and then you have to develop a personality off of that because that's your guy, right?
Lenny White, Carl Black, Ryu punch.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm tired of these jokes about my gigantic Dalcium-esque hand. It's just always been a fascinating thing to me.
I'd be curious to like hear somebody who's really into it, hear why, and then hear how much of that is actually based on the text that is there, right?
Yeah.
I did
I
did a search on TV tropes for both Killer Instinct and Bloody Roar, because like sometimes they have like fan fiction stubs, or you know they'll allude to some of that. Neither of them have that, whereas like other big fighting games, I guarantee you do.
Does Bloody Roar have a wild mass guessing where people are?
It takes place in the universe of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, well that's good at least.
The Doctor totally teams up with Gado, and they.
There's a Bloody Roar manga, so that might be where some of the text is coming from too.
Okay.
Yeah. And that makes sense to me, right? Like I understand there's extended universes to a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and then it ends up making sense, but it just, I always tend to think of it as being the text on its own,
right,
as opposed to having the supplemental stuff. And it always kind of blows my mind a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Same thing with Street Fighter. Like Street Fighter had like an anime and things like that, and a movie and all that jazz. So that's how people got into it. So, anywho, Bloody Roar.
Bloody Roar. Thanks, Brayton.
Yeah, Brayton, thank you.
You're welcome. It was
for
a
your
pleasure.
Generous donation and your time.
Thank you for letting me come on here and talk about a game I'm good at for once.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see you again in a year for Def Jam Fight for New York. We already did, I think, but we can do the sequel to it. We can do.
Oh, we definitely did. We definitely didn't do that for this show.
Def Jam Icon is terrible.
Yeah, I know that. Oh no, we played that for Duckstream. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Last year, because I know that's one of your numbers as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Def Jam Fight for New York, a game that I checked out from GameStop, and you just like borrowed it, just because Henry Rollins has a voice part in it.
Yeah, his voice part, which is like, "Thanks for coming to the gym."
Get in the van, get in my hands, Mr. Rollins. Yeah,
you got to work out.
Yeah, I would like an updated Def Jam Fight for New York. I mean, we can save that for the inevitable Def Jam Fight for New York episode, but like I would love a modern version of that.
Yeah,
mostly because I want to play Killer Mike and just have him crumble up people and throw them in the fucking trash.
Yeah,
like a rejected manuscript.
His finishing moves: he dresses up as Santa and takes pictures with the kids.
Yeah, with their kids.
Yeah,
my fist to your face is fucking Folgers. Anywho, if you like the show,
Brayton, where can people find you?
I probably just checking out Teenage Dirtbags is the best way to listen to me talk about things. Yeah. Teenage Dirtbags, a podcast I do with Gary, of course, on this network about music videos mostly.
If you were baffled by the jokes about Seven, Mary, 3 or Bones Thugs and Harmony, shame on you. Listen to that show.
And as we mentioned, or as I mentioned, coming back, that Teenage Dirtbags. So give it a little bit of time. It's on hiatus at the time of recording, but it's coming back very soon.
Yeah.
If you like this show, you can support us at patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv. You can also write a review on iTunes. You can read some reviews on iTunes.
Mm-hmm.
And you can write a review anywhere that you see fit.
Yeah.
It's just on the billboard, on the sidewalk.
Rent out 3 billboards outside of Billings, Montana.
You can rent it from Def Jam from a GameStop and then write the review on the inside and then bring it back.
Yeah.
Hey, amazing. If you hear about the show because of that, please let us know.
Yeah.
There was a true story. I think I bought. What did I buy? Splinter Cell, I think, which is one of the. Oh gosh, I can't remember that guy's name. Sorry. This is like a Tom Clancy sneaky game.
Yeah.
Anyway, I rented Splinter Cell, or I didn't rent it. I bought it used, and it had it had like an LA Kings symbol, like, or the Latin Kings symbol, like painted on the inside. And I was
nice.
oh boy.
This game has been in the same room as Crimes.
Yeah. I'm like, I hope they don't change their mind and come after me because they want.
You're marked.
To be honest with you, I'll just give it to you. It's not that big of a deal to me.
It's like your No Country for Old Men moment. You find the duffel bag full of cash.
Yeah.
Don't return that. That's your lucky copy of Splinter Cell.
Yeah, not like I hang on to it in case they come after me, and then I'm like, here. I just like it's fine. Just take it.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell anybody. Just go, please.
Yeah. Javier Bardem, I love your work. Please don't murder me.
They base the character on me. No.
Oh man! If you want to see us perform live, by us I mean me and Gary, you can come to the Midwest Gaming Classic, running from the weekend of April 13th, 14th, and 15th.
Oh yeah, baby!
It's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
That's gonna be real fun.
Yes.
Yeah, we're talking about Donkey Kong 94, aka Donkey Kong, just regular Donkey Kong for the Game Boy.
Yes, the one with all the puzzle levels and stuff.
Yeah, secret best Donkey Kong game.
Like calling it 94 is just like confusing.
It's to stop people from thinking we're doing Mother 94, the 1 year later update of the Danzig song. Yeah, Mother.
Yeah, to
tell your dog is not to come my way.
Yeah, to tell your children to come our way at the Midwest Gaming Classic.
Exactly. We'll be doing a meetup and the likes as well. We will talk about all that jazz soon. Yes. So watch social media, but come have a drink with us in a bar. Mm-hmm. Probably some kind of gamer related bar. Mm-hmm. We did one last year at a gamer related bar and it's pretty good.
Yes.
And we'll probably go back there and it was fun.
Those people are very nice.
Yeah, have a drink with us. We're not scary, I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably about it.
Think so. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm off to get some more surgeries to rehumanize myself.
Until next time, who is Chili Horse Dog? Chili Dog?
Yeah, who is Chili Dog? Come on.
Chili Dog.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Brayton.
Who is Zoanthrope?
Oh, way better.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, we already said goodbye, though.
This will be post-roll. We have to...
Yeah, we just keep it going because it was very good.